If you want to play for more than a few hours on your Quest 3, then you need more power. And you can already buy the Bobo VR S3 Pro, which is not only a substantial head strap upgrade to the strap that comes with the Quest 3 out of the box, but it also comes with a detachable battery that gives you up to an extra 3 hours of gameplay. But what if you want to play for even longer? Well, now you can buy extra batteries for the S3 Pro head strap and a triple bay charging dock that promises 90 watts wireless charging that will charge 3 batteries up to 80% in only an hour. So we're going to use this little dongle to test what it actually charges at, and the results might actually surprise you. Plus there's definitely a couple of things that you need to be aware of that are worth hanging around for too. Let's get into it. Getting into the design and the features of these 3 things, first up is the head strap itself. This is the S3 Pro. I have reviewed this already, so I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. I will put a link to that full review in the description down below for you. At a summary though, it's a Halo style head strap, comfortable to wear, and it's got a battery dock at the back where these batteries just dock into place. Moving on to the battery, which you've obviously just seen, goes straight onto the battery dock here and magnetically attaches to the head strap. Makes that beep every time, so you know it's connected and you know it's serving power to the Quest 3. So the B100 is a 10,000 mAh battery, giving up to 3 hours of gameplay on your Quest 3, depending upon what you're doing. If you do play mixed reality games, then you are going to find that it drains the battery faster. There's a USB-C port on the top for charging the battery, and there's also 4 lights on the back which shows you how charged the battery is. There's also a button on the side that allows you to turn the battery on or off. Now this is a great feature that allows you to stop the Quest 3 from draining the battery when not in use. The battery also magnetically snaps onto your S3 Pro, which makes it really easy for swapping out the batteries even whilst you're playing. Moving on to the main event, and this is the BD3 charging dock. This has 3 magnetic charging bays that allows you to just simply snap on a battery, charge all 3 of them using 90 watt charging. It is worth pointing out though that it's a max of 30 watts for each battery, so 30, 60, 90. You can't do 90 watts charging for a single battery. Still at 30 watts, it can charge every battery on your dock at up to 80% in only an hour, which is certainly a lot quicker than if you were trying to charge these batteries over a cable. More on that later. So we're now going to go and charge this up and see how fast it actually charges. So this is the cable that comes with the charging dock, and I've just got it plugged into a generic USB-C charging power adapter. Going to plug this into this dongle here first, and that measures the power being pulled through so you can actually see what it's really charging at. As soon as I go and put a single battery on, so that's charging, or the power coming through here is now 29.5 watts. If you now look at the display that's at the front, it actually cycles between how charged the battery is and also how much wattage and power it's pulling into the battery. So this is measuring around 28 watts and it's at 18%. And then you've got a little light on the left hand side here which shows you which bay it's referring to, which was the one right at the front. Right, so if we now go and place a second battery on here, now this should then go and double the amount of wattage that the charging dock is pulling. Yeah, so that's going around 58, so it's as good as 30 watts per battery. So 58 watts is going into the charging dock. And then if we look at the front here, that's showing 56, 57 watts, and then cycling through to around 42%, which is how charged the middle battery is. So it's always going to show you the percentage of the battery that's most charged, and the dot will then show you which bay it's kind of referring to, and then the wattage is the total wattage that the charging dock is pulling. So it is actually pulling pretty much what's advertised on the tin. Now I don't have a third battery to go up to 90, and I'll go into why I don't have 3 batteries later on in the video as well. What's really worth comparing it to though is how much faster does wireless charging charge compared to over a wired cable. So we've already said that a single battery on here charges at around 30 watts on the wireless charger. If we now take this out, and we're now just going to plug this into just the USB-C port on the top of the battery. Well, you saw that it was charging at 28 watts or 30 watts on the charging dock. Over a USB-C cable though, well, it's only charging at around 12 watts. Wireless charging is 2.5 times quicker than over a wired cable. Bobo VR has said that over a cable, a single battery takes 4 hours to charge, as opposed to just shoving it on the dock and you'll get to 80% in an hour. it is substantially quicker charging on this. That's so slow. And just to show it's not a fluke, we will go and shove just that single battery in onto the charging dock. 29.9 is how much that single battery is charging using the wireless charging dock. And then on the front, 29 watts is what you're getting on the display at the front. I'm definitely not going to be charging over a cable anymore, considering how much quicker this charging dock is. So all this pretty much makes the charging dock a must buy if you want to have any chance of being able to play for any extended gaming session, because charging over a cable just takes too long. There are a couple of things worth paying attention to when you buy this. First and foremost, there is no wall power adapter that comes with this out of the box. If you don't already have one, you are going to have to buy one. And if you intend to use all 3 bays, you are going to need one that's capable of at least 90 watts, and I would recommend 100 watts or greater. Just be careful of what ones you buy, because there's lots of no-name brands out there and they're not all the same quality. So I bought a couple of cheaper 65 watt ones because I only had a couple of bays, and I also used it for a wireless or portable projector that I had, and that would trip the projector after about 20 minutes because it would overheat and shut down. So I would say stick to slightly more established brands. I tend to now buy ones from either like Ugreen or Anker. They do 100 watt ones that cost about $75 or $85 respectively, and both of them also do 65 watt chargers. So if you're only going to use 2 bays, you can get these smaller chargers and they'll cost about $20 less. I will put some links in the description down below for you for those. It's also worth talking about the charging cable as well, because whilst it does come with a 100 watt charging cable, it's not particularly long. It's maybe a meter. So if you do want to get a longer cable because you want to put it somewhere that needs a longer cable, then just make sure you're buying a USB-C cable that's capable of at least 90 watts. Because the first time I did it, I grabbed a cable out of the cupboard, chucked it in, and then wondered why this was only charging at 40 watts across 2 batteries. And it was just because I wasn't using a USB-C cable that could do the amount of power that it needed. So just bear that in mind. Again, I'll put some links in the description down below to give you examples of some that you can get that will work. So should you buy these? Well, if you want never-ending power and are willing to pay for it, then this is one of the best options out there. Prices vary significantly though, and can be anywhere between $40 and $250, depending on whether you just want an extra battery or are maxing out and buying the head strap, 3 extra batteries, and the charging dock. I think for most people, just the S3 Pro and an extra battery is going to be enough for endless power, providing you buy the charging dock to get the fast charging, as the batteries just charge way too slowly over a cable. You only really need 3 extra batteries if there's more than one headset in the house. I will put purchase links down below so you can go check them out for yourself. If you want to check out some more Quest 3 accessories, then be sure to check out the link up here. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and share it. Consider subscribing if you're not. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.